Good afternoon, and thank you very much for joining this session, this presentation. It's Antonio Novellino, and with Patrick Gorringe, we coordinate EMODnet Physics. And I'd like to update you on our approach to facilitate data sharing and data interoperability. So let's start from the data dots. This slide is showing the data dots, the platforms that are linked to and deliver data to EMODnet Physics. Different colors are different platforms, and if we extend the time window and look at the connected data for the past 10 years, we have thousands of points, but it's important to say that this is also an artifact, as these dots are much bigger than they really are, and they are not continuous data sources. Another important point is that without a large network of very proactive collaborators, it would not be possible to have such nice result. I guess that you are already getting that EMODnet Physics is more than a simple data portal. It is an open, collaborative network that works to identify emerging technologies and communities and facilitates the framework to fasten the validation and future adoption from possible end-user communities. In the slide, one of the first and very nice use case that we had, the European high-frequency radars operators. The technology was already used by some scientists, and it was under validation in local, mainly regional projects. In collaboration with Eurogos, we decided to organize a dedicated event to let the community to join and discuss about standards, perspective, interoperability, and other topics. In a short while, starting from having this data available in EMODnet Physics, this community was able to build other pieces on pieces, and now they are very well connected to the global level. A similar approach was proposed and applied to glider community. We organized a very nice workshop in Genoa. We invited colleagues from Europe to America and Australia to discuss about the differences in the adopted workflows. The meeting was the opportunity to push for a series of activities that led to the definition of the worldwide common ocean glider formats and standards. And within this collaborative framework, EMODnet Physics is also serving the community to implement KPI monitoring tools. And what if we identify a new data source? How do we approach it? How can we maximize the impact of this new link? We have now a very well-established workflow that involves other actors from the European Marine Data Initiative to global actors. Once a new data is identified, it is connected to EMODnet Physics to make this dot visible and consumable, and a series of parallel procedures start in order to qualify, harmonize, standardize this data, and make it part of well-known collection and serve the widest communities, and the data is promoted to its next level. A good example is the case of the fishing vessel sensors, or better, the data from sensors plugged in on the fishing gears. This process is done in collaboration with the EMODnet ingestion. We use and adopt a series of common standards and common vocabularies. Most of you already know them very well, and you know which is the importance of having these commons to let the data dots to be interoperable. Okay, we introduced the concept of interoperability. So now I need a couple of words on the EMODnet Physics backend infrastructure and how it develops and facilitates interoperability. The system is designed in three logical layers. One is the data level that is designed to link the dots. Then we have a service layer that reorganizes these dots in collection, products, layers, and implements APIs that can be consumed by the service layer, for example, the map viewer, as well as third-party services. Let's get back to the data dots, and let's play with them. Here we have the map viewer that let to pan and zoom over the sources, select the filters in time, space, depth, area, and let the user to subset the area of interest and the sources. Then, if the user selects a platform, the system presents a first chunk of metadata and let to open the platform page, which provides full details on in data set. Here we have an example of a glider. We have the data provider information on the left part of the page. We have the list of the missions, we have the profiles for temperature and salinity and their cycles, we have tools to download data, etc. But what if we want to mount a service on this data? How can a service consume this data? As anticipated, EMODnet Physics is implementing some interoperability tools. One is EarthUp, and here we can see how easy it is to navigate the EMODnet Physics dataset collections. Select a collection of the glider data, And knowing the glider name, the WMO code, select it and extract this data and export this data in many formats, from CSV to NetCDF and other formats that are suitable for machine-to-machine interoperability, like the JSON files. Once defined the service query, the user can copy and paste the generated URL and it's done. But EMODnet Physics is also more than this. It also offers products, and a dedicated landing page lets you to go through them. Here we can see an example of the temperature recorded along trajectories, if the platform is moving, during the past 7 or 60 days. And the result is quite nice, as it provides a sort of spaghetti plots of the sea surface temperature. But it's not limited to this. In fact, the user can also interact with the objects and then open platform page of that specific platform, the one that you have already seen before. One last animation to show an example of the available feature for a multidimensional gridded product. Here we have the temperature climatology that is based on the Cora, an iframe product for Copernicus. The page presents the climatology and let the user to browse it in time, depth, space, and see the evolution, the animation, and extract and see the time series for each grid cell, as well as the profile or some statistical and aggregated datasets. Useless to say, I could keep talking for hours on the system and what it offers, but my time is over, and so my last message is an invitation to dig into the system feature and consume it as much as you can, as you like. And for any further question, please feel free to contact us. Many thanks, and have a good prosecution of the conference.